It was a whirlwind of activity this morning as parents and their children arrived at the gates of various schools within Kampala. For most of the children and their parents, the return to schooling after 2 years of uncertainty and sitting at home was a welcome relief. Clad in their school uniforms, some of the learners walked or rode alongside their parents to get to school. At the school gates, school staff who had been assigned the duty of ensuring that all COVID-19 standard operating procedures are complied with were waiting for them. In order to accommodate the large number of learners and their parents, some schools like Hillside Primary School Nalia set up large tents. Once inside the schools, the next task was to cross-check the names of the learners against their registered classes. This proved a bit challenging for some parents since the classes had been split up in order to ensure social distancing.
My girl was in P2S, so I had to go to P3G. They said no, she's not supposed to be there. I had to take her to another class.
There were some issues looking for the streams. It was up and down because parents were too many and children were many. But now I'm very happy.
For the early birds, we found them already seated in class, while others were even engaging in some school tasks. Some of the head teachers were overwhelmed with today's large turn-up.
But the numbers are really big. We are overwhelmed by the numbers. They are still bringing in new pupils, but we are telling them we are full. They should try neighboring schools.
Parents have come enthusiastically with their children to begin learning. A good thing, 2 weeks ago, we had already made our preparations to receive them.
Whereas they'd come ready to study, head teachers informed these learners that they would first be offered guidance and counselling in order to prepare them psychologically. Today, this guidance and counselling has revolved around COVID-19, and now these learners can play a role in combating it while at school.
It's still with us, and it might stay with us, so we need to see how we can prevent ourselves, see the schools are now open.
They will be giving stories, why have you been away for 2 years, have you heard of COVID, and so on and so on. They have a lot to talk about.
We are now to talk to our children because they've reported today. So the whole of today, we are going to do that, to take them through the do's and the don'ts.
So since morning, we have been having counseling until afternoon. So normal classes will start tomorrow. However, we shall continue counseling them just before they start a lesson.
Because the second closure of schools last year was largely blamed on the large number of COVID-19 cases in the schools, head teachers have gone an extra mile to ensure that this situation does not reoccur. Apart from implementing the COVID-19 standard operating procedures, some schools have even put in placement cost centers to cater for any possible cases.
We have an isolation room and we also have a sick bay, a very good sick bay. And the sick bay is meant to handle students temporarily as we try our level best to make sure that they are taken to the different health centers.
Learners will continue arriving to school up to Wednesday this week. Joyce Nakato, NTV Tonight.